But I followed my instincts on what I was drawn to eat too.
You talk a lot about that, and I think that that's so important. Really intuitively choosing not just food, but other things in your life as well.
Right.
And tell them a little bit about how you've used the words, do you feel drawn to that? I mean, just tell them a little bit about your perspective on how your intuition can really be helpful, a helpful guide on your health journey.
Okay. Well, for me, I've always followed my intuition, even since I was really, really young. So for me, it was just part of who I was. It was just part of my makeup. But for most people, they're not in tune with their inner selves. And I don't know exactly why that is. I think maybe we're not trained to be. I don't know. I don't understand why people are not like that, but most people are not. So you have to learn to be like that. And you can start with your feelings, of course, about food. Certain foods, you think, oh, I love that food. And if you love that food, ask yourself, why am I loving that food? There's probably some inner kind of feeling that is making you feel like you love that feeling. And that inner feeling, if you get in touch with that, that's your intuition, and that's your driving force for all that your inner being really knows is good for you. And so if you just follow that feeling, even if it's just in the very beginning with foods, eventually it will overlap into other parts of your life too. Like you meet somebody and you have that kind of feeling, oh, I really like that person. Rather than just saying hello to that person and going on your way, if you have that feeling, maybe stand there a little longer than you normally would have. Ask them a little bit about themselves. Maybe there's, a nice friendship going to emerge from that, rather than just, have that feeling and then move on. With anything in your life. But you can start with just food. Going down the grocery store aisle, seeing different foods in the produce section. One or two of those things, you might be like, I really like that. You should just eat just that. Sounds crazy, but go ahead and eat just that and see how your body feels. You might be really amazed.
Well, and you talked a little bit about that today. We had a question that came up. This woman was feeling very drawn to bitter flavors, and you told her go for it. That she needed to really pay attention to that and go out and get maybe some wild edible dandelion greens or arugula, because it could be that it was her body telling her that she's deficient in maybe some minerals.
I don't doubt that it was her body telling her. She was drawn to mineral waters, certain mineral waters that are more bitter. And I said, that's great that you're following your intuition and you're following your feelings on drinking that, but maybe take it a step further and eat the actual foods that are more bitter, that have that same kind of feeling and taste. And I really think that if she went out and she got some arugula, some dandelion greens, which are the more bitter kinds of greens, if she's drawn to that bitter water, I think she would probably find that she's drawn to those greens as well.
Well, I just am so fascinated with your journey. You've been through you went through a health crisis this past year.
I did, yeah.
Do you even want to talk about that at all?
Oh, sure.
You can just tell them what happened and what you were ultimately diagnosed with. And I mean, the good news is you're on the better end of it now, but you've learned a lot.
I've definitely learned a lot, yeah. I was a raw foodist, one of those raw foodists who felt like raw food cures everything. And I do believe, to a certain extent, that raw food can cure just about everything, including cancer. However, I was already a raw foodist, and I was bit by a tick, and I developed Lyme disease. And it became chronic. It went neurological for some time, and I water fasted, and that stopped all of the symptoms. I was having shaky vision. My words were coming out of my mouth the wrong way. And water fasting halted that. It didn't continue anymore with that. However, I had debilitating pain in my shoulders. I wasn't able to move my shoulders for probably almost 8 months, 6 to 8 months. The pain was so severe, and I became very old looking, and I cried a lot. I was very depressed, and my thyroid got all messed up from the bacteria. It settled in my thyroid as well. My numbers tripled, and I became hypothyroid. So anyways, this huge ordeal. I lost almost a year of my life to this pain, but I'm not the kind of person who just kind of takes it and goes with it. As a raw foodist, when you regain your life, that there's nothing that feels better than being vibrant and alive. And so I did a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of experimenting on myself as well. And I learned that even as a raw foodist, you can have your body out of balance. And so I have learned through different ways to balance my body, and now I'm recovering. I don't have the pain anymore. The bacteria, I'm pretty sure, is shut down, and now I'm just recovering. I can lift my arms this far now.
Which you could not do.
I could not do that. I couldn't even move my arm out a little bit from my body without falling over in pain. It was just horrible. The pain was excruciating.
I mean, you weren't able to dress yourself, bathe yourself.
Right.
It was, people don't realize how severe. It was like you were just shut down in so many ways.
Yeah, I was aging very fast.
And you were refusing to take, they wanted to give you like morphine and
most people who have Lyme disease, the pain is so severe that you get some strong form of pain medication like morphine, and some people end up in wheelchairs for the rest of their lives. Yeah. And some people commit suicide because it affects every part of your life. You lose your life because of the Lyme disease.
This has made you so much more empathetic and understanding people who live with chronic pain, I'm sure.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what they're going through.
And it's probably increased your desire even more to be able to reach out and to help people who are dealing with some of these. I mean, because it's not just Lyme's disease. There's so many other autoimmune disorders that mimic it, similar symptoms. And so this has just increased your mission even more to go out and spread the information, spread the love that you can heal your body. And you just have to learn. I mean, you've learned all different kinds of healing modalities now.
More things than I ever thought even existed. I have learned. Yeah, and I'll be teaching other people and helping other people with that as well.
Well, I just am so excited about your future. I know that great things are coming, and have you officially announced that you are going to be moving from Pittsburgh?
We've announced it on our site, yes.
Okay.
We've chosen Portland, Oregon as our relocation place. That's where Pure Jivan will now be located.
Yay.
Once our house sells.
You have to sell your house. That's really that's the final detail.
That's the only thing holding us down right now.
And then you'll pack up the big van or the big moving truck and head west. Are you so excited?
Super excited.
Well, I mean, I think that's going to be a really hot spot for you guys. You know, I've never been to the Pacific Northwest, but now I have even more of a reason why I'm going to want to come up there. So
our arms are always open.
Yay!
Especially to raw foodists. So just get in touch with us. You're more than welcome to come and visit.
Tell them one more time how they can find you on the web and how they can follow your website. Tell them the address again.
Okay, well, we also have the All Raw directory. That's allrawdirectory.com.
Oh, yeah.
But our main site is Pure Jivan, and Jivan means life in Hindi, pure life. purejeevan.com or purejivan.com/blog. And the blog is the more active part of our site, but the Pure Jivan main site has all of the information that you'll need. And you can sign up for our mailing list, and you get inspirational emails from us all the time, recipes, free ebooks. It's just a great place.
It's an awesome place. I love it. Well, thank you so much for making Tulsa one of your stops along the way.
Thanks for having us, Penny. We had a great time.
We had a great time. Okay, we love you.
We love you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.